Still trying to get my feet more happy with the strong dihedral angle that's on these pedals. Yo, what's up, Duff here with the KingSong F22 Pro. Getting ready to do a official Dunkin Donuts ride. I'll explain more later. Here's a contest. What number is that? Is that 93? Is that 98? Or is that 99? I'm not quite sure. I'm not a big fan of this low resolution, big but low resolution display. The KingSong's been using on a bunch of their wheels since the S22. So anyways, how's it going? How's it going? Let's fire up that KingSong app just so we have some documentation. Wearing my my LS2 helmet. Do you notice anything different from the last time you saw the LS2 helmet? Okay, I'll give you 3 seconds. All right, 3 seconds is up. The difference is I replaced the visor. I went back to a clear visor. Some of you may remember I had a silver mirrorized visor on this. I replaced it. I grew tired of it because I don't normally ride with the visor down that often. And when it was up, it just looked like I had like a big mirror on my head, right? Big mirror up there. I didn't like that. So took that out. I also have ripped out the in-helmet speakers, the shitty Temu in-helmet speakers that were in this helmet. Because they were creating an uncomfortable situation with my ears, so those are out of there as well. So this is the first time I've worn the LS2 helmet in a little while. Yesterday I did a video talking about my hassles with adding air to the suspension in the F22 Pro. I'm having a difficult time being able to remove the pump that comes with the wheel without having significant loss of pressure in the shocks. Now I do understand it's like a dual thumb screw setup on the valve for this pump, and I think I'm doing it right, but even though I'm doing it right, I'm still losing a lot of air when I disconnect it. I pumped this originally to 160 psi, and when I reconnected the pump yesterday to double check it, I was down below 100 psi, and I'm almost sure that's because I lost air when I disconnected the pump. So that'll be a work in progress. Who knows? It could be, I don't know. It could be a technique thing by me. That wouldn't surprise me, but that is a bit of a struggle. And the other thing I complained about was the cap that they have over the valve area is ridiculously inconvenient. It's big. It has a big Allen connection on it. So like if you were out on the road, unless you have a big fat Allen wrench, you can't even take the damn thing off if you have to do anything with your suspension. So I thought that was kind of dumb. So I just have it removed right now because it's not going to serve me any purpose. Oh, and also I did put the pads on it, the stock pads that come with the wheel. I put those on since the last video that you saw, and they feel good. They feel good. At first I was afraid that they were a little too thin, but they seem to work out pretty well for me. So yeah, pads aren't bad. You know, they're not Grizzlies or anything, but they are not bad. Still trying to get my feet more happy with the strong dihedral angle that's on these pedals. If I do not see a way to adjust that, and it doesn't, I have not ridden this enough that it feels comfortable yet, but I'm still working on it. Hopefully that time comes sooner rather than later, because like I'm imagining trying to do a range test on this, and it does not sound appealing with my feet at this angle all that time. So I am headed to Dunkin Donuts for the official Dunkin Donuts ride. Now the initial video I did in the F22 Pro, the initial riding video, I did stop at Dunkin Donuts on that ride, but Dunkin Donuts was closed. That was actually on Easter. Yeah, that was on Easter Day, and it was closed. So if you don't get Dunkin Donuts, it's not, if you don't get the coffee, it's not an official ride, in my book at least. We're gonna check that off this morning. I don't know if you can see in the background behind me, it's kind of overcast, right? It looks like rain. that would actually be quite welcome. Our area has been in drought conditions for quite a while. Some people are surprised to know that Florida, at least Southwest Florida, has a period of time where rain is very, very seldom, to the point where there's water restrictions. You see lots of brown yards, and yeah, it's probably been the last 2 months we've had very, very little rain. So if we did get some today, it would be a good thing. Speaking of Dunkin' Donuts, this week I almost bought Dunkin' Donut, used Dunkin' Donut signage. Someone on Facebook Marketplace was selling old signs that came off of a real Dunkin' Donuts, and they're big. I mean, like each it's 2 different signs, and it's like 7.5 feet long, I believe, something like that, and a foot wide for each one. And my knee-jerk reaction was, wow, that'd be cool, right? Dunkin' Donuts sign, man, that'd be really cool. And I got to the point where I was like negotiating with the guy, and he wanted a ridiculous amount of money at first. Like when he first listed it, he had 2 pairs of them, so it was 4 pieces. He wanted $400 for each piece. And I just threw out a lowball offer, and I said, hey, that's way too much for me. But if you have no luck selling them, which I didn't think he would, but I said, if you have no luck selling them, I'll give you $150 for one pair of the signage. So I'd have a Dunkin' Donuts sign. And it took about a week, and he kept giving me counter offers, higher counter offers. And I said, no, it's a novelty at best. I'm not looking to spend a lot of money on Dunkin' Donuts signs. Just for the hell of it, when I added air back to the shocks, I changed the rebound a little bit. I moved it a half a turn towards the slower rebound. I don't think I like it there. I think I'm gonna switch it back to where it was. So anyways, yeah, back to Dunkin' Donuts. So anyways, finally, the guy on Friday says, oh, okay, I'll do $150 for the pair. And I said, okay. I said, well, all I need is your address, and I'll pick them up after work. And he said, oh, okay, I'll send you my address when I get home, which I thought was weird. Like, what, you don't know your address until you get home? So he didn't send me his address. But then, and I said, okay, well, I'll try to get there 6:15ish or so, and I still didn't have his address. But then he never sent me his address. Never sent it to me. And then to me, that kind of annoyed me slightly, and it actually sort of, I was always on the fence about if I wanted to actually spend money on this. I wasn't even sure where the hell I put the signs. Really, the only spot in the house I could see putting the signs was in the garage somewhere. So he finally messaged me, I don't know, 8 o'clock at night or something, saying, oh yeah, sorry, I had a job I had to do, and but you want to still pick them up tonight or pick them up another day? And I just responded back, said, I changed my mind. I was on the fence as it was, and the fact that you never got back to me when you said you were going to, it just kind of made up my mind for me, so I let the Dunkin' Donuts signs pass. So yeah, there's my Dunkin' Donuts sign story. I mean, it's dumb, right? I mean, what the hell do I need a Dunkin' Donuts sign for? I don't. I mean, I promote the brand enough. I mean, what the hell? It's crazy. Here we are, Trolley Handle. I took this over to the U.S. Open pickleball tournament. What the hell is that? Oh my God. Got to trolley it around a lot. This Trolley Handle, it's a good height. It feels sturdy enough, but it has no locking detente at the top. So that's a little bit annoying, because as you're walking around, it just kind of starts shifting down on you, and I found myself, pulling up to the top position often. So I'm not quite sure why there's no lock out there, but size-wise and position-wise, it's okay. All right, coffee secured. LS2 in the coffee drinking position. And it's just a matter of what I want to do from here. I don't know. When you're holding coffee, it's a little restrictive. When I was sitting there drinking a little bit of the coffee, I reversed that change I made in the rebound. I flipped it back a half a turn. And I do prefer that. It's weird, because it actually feels, I don't know, feels kind of softer to me with it set technically to a harder rebound. I don't know. I haven't messed with the preload either. I haven't seen a like a good video from KingSong about how to properly set up the suspension, based on your weight, other than the advice for pressure in the main air shock. It's funny, I got some comments on my initial riding video for the F22 saying that that I didn't sound excited about the wheel, and watching it back, I can understand that. And today, even I've been talking mostly about the things that annoy me somewhat. Another thing just came to my mind that annoys me is the speedometer. Not only did it complain about how it's not very readable if you just want to figure out what your battery percentage is, it's in kilometers, right? And yes, I can translate kilometers to miles per hour. Yes, I can, sure. But the fact that you can't easily switch it to imperial measurements is dumb, in my opinion. Yeah, it's kind of dumb. And I went through the same thing with the S22 Pro, the KingSong S22 Pro, and you couldn't switch it. And there was actually a way to do it. You had to get basically the KingSong development kit. It was an app. I think it's Android only. And through there, you could actually change the display to imperial measurements. Why that isn't just a check mark in the app, I have no freaking idea. It makes no sense to me. And being in the United States, I find that annoying as well. So I think that's the last of the annoying things I can come up with, but let's talk about some of the things that aren't annoying me on the F22 Pro. It's funny, I feel so naked without my rear view mirror. I don't have the most flexible neck, so looking over my shoulder doesn't work so great, but I'll get by. I guess I can always look in the viewfinder of the camera, sort of. Same ways behind me. It's all right, things I like about the F22 Pro. Fit and finish seems very, very high quality. High quality wheel, notably better than the S22 Pro, in my opinion. Power, even though I haven't tested top speed or I haven't done mountain climbing or anything, power for me feels very, very linear, smooth, and if you base it on the app, if you're willing to put it out there, the third warning on the app is at 60 miles an hour, so this wheel has top end potentially. The suspension is comfortable. The suspension is quiet. The suspension I don't have fully dialed in for myself yet, I don't think, but the suspension is good. Tire that they include on this wheel, it's okay. I've ridden with this tire before. I think it's the same tire that was on the OG Sherman. Makes a nice aggressive noise on hard surfaces, although I probably would prefer one of the road tires that I have sitting on my shelf in my garage, the Michelin Pilot Street 2 or the TNT tubeless street tire. Visually, I think the F22 Pro is a good looking wheel. Obviously borrowing from kind of a Lynx motif, I would say. Similar, not the same, but similar. And that is a good looking wheel. I have the RGB lights in the back. If I'm pointed at them correctly, I can't quite tell. I have the RGB light model, which substitutes those round RGBs for the speakers instead. The speakers you have. That's another thing that's kind of weird about this wheel. You can't have both. You either go with big RGBs in the back or speakers, not both. It's one of the few quirks with this wheel. And the other thing I have to keep in mind when talking about this wheel is I really have not ridden on it that much at all yet. I have not had that much time to ride the wheel, and it's a universal thing. The more you ride a wheel, generally speaking, the more you're going to appreciate it. So need to get more pedal time on this thing somehow. But I think to me the one biggest negative is this dihedral angle on the pedals. It's making it physically uncomfortable for me to ride, unfortunately. I don't think I've ever had a wheel that has this. There's been wheels that have had some significant dihedral angle. I guess maybe I didn't own them, but this is really making my feet and calves they do not like this, and the inability to change that is a negative. It really is. I don't want to have to invest in third-party pedals just to make my feet not hurt while riding the wheel. You know, I've only been out for, I don't know, 10 miles, and it's uncomfortable. And I know there's people that like a steep dihedral angle. You know, it helps them feel locked into the wheel, and I guess that position doesn't bother their feet at all. But with me, it does. Definitely does. If you like some angle to your pedals, then this is for you. But if you don't, you could be experiencing something as similar as I am. Because you know, this wheel to me, this is a wheel for you know, mid-range to longer cruising. You know, that's what I would categorize this wheel for me. And if I'm uncomfortable standing on the wheel, that's gonna make that use case problematic. All right, I am back. Where's the? There we go. I am back. Let's see, how long was that ride? Sounds like Elsa wants to come out. Hold on. Hey, baby, you can come out. Hi, baby. I know. All right, so let's see. How do we tell how long that ride was in this app? What the heck? I mean, KingSong app is very colorful, but again, I'm struggling just to do something simple, like to see how long that ride was. It gives me averages. Yes, I have had some frustration with some of the things I've run into here with the KingSong environment nowadays. Yeah, I don't see a way to tell. I can see I have 71% battery remaining. I can't tell how much distance that ride was. Interesting. I can see my average speeds and blah blah blah, but yeah, whatever. All right, so what I don't know. I need to find a way to make this not be painful to ride on my feet. You know, I think my natural bow-leggedness, when combined with a steep dihedral angle, it's a bad combination for me. Other people, it's probably not an issue at all, but for me, it is. So I need to see what I can do about that. The wheel itself, I mean, the wheel spec-wise and performance-wise, it's solid. But everything is coming back to just being able to enjoy it. And when you are in pain, it's hard to enjoy. So we'll see what I come up with next. See if I can find some solutions to that issue. If not, I don't know. I'm not sure what my next decision would be from there. We'll see. But anyways, if you found this video interesting, please think about giving it a big thumbs up. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you're going to subscribe, you can hit the notify bell that's over there somewhere. Feel free to leave your comments, suggestions, ideas, and thoughts below. I do know that I've come off as being less than enthusiastic so far about the F22 Pro, but I think, again, it might be tied into certain specific issues that it's causing me, which it may not cause everybody else. I don't know. It could be nice if I could sit down on this. And the height is probably good enough to sit down, but I don't have enough real estate in the top because of my long legs to sit comfortably on the wheel, because that would be one way to address your feet hurting is just sit down a lot more when you're running. Right, baby? Yeah, right. If you made it this far in the video, let me know by putting hashtag sore feet in the comments, and that'll let me know that you made it to the end of the video, and I appreciate you doing so. Big thanks to my channel members. My channel members are right over there as well. Last time I checked, I have between 25 and 30, I think. I gotta double check, but yeah, I have a decent amount of channel members, and I do appreciate you as always. Channel membership has a number of perks, including they will see this video sooner than the general public. So, and there's other perks as well, and live streams and all that kind of stuff. So I hope you guys have a great Sunday, what's left of the weekend. And that's all I have for now. And until next time, Duffman out. Wheel has a lot of stuff going for it. It really does. But that needs to be adjustable at the very least. Needs to be.